kind of looks, it looks just like home. Oh, that's so cool. Heyo everyone, and welcome to our 10th episode of Pine Harbor County. Honestly, I really can't believe that this series has now seen 10 episodes so far. I wanted to say thank you to everyone for viewing these videos and engaging in the comments. So far, Pine Harbor County has actually been one of the funnest builds for me, and I really owe that all to you guys. So I really just want to take a second to say thank you. And now with that said, in today's episode, I want to start tackling the other side of the highway across from where we just built some of the farmlands. This area is going to be a bit nicer than Blackpool, but not quite as built up as say like Pinecrest Junction, or at least that is what I am aiming for. Therefore, today we are going to be building a few different things, namely a downtown modular build, and we will be introducing solar power farms to this area as well as some trams, get some additional zoning in, tackle a very small TLC checklist, and probably wrap up with a beautifying the build time-lapse. So yeah, when I say that all out, it's quite a bit that we have to get done, so let's jump on into it. So I actually want to start today's build by building that modular downtown that I kind of been playing around with. To do that, we're going to need to start by taking this arterial road and extending it down to the lake. And then I do want to start curving it out, out south here so that we can connect it back up to Pinecrest Junction. So I want to start with that, and to do that, we're gonna get a couple of tiles here. Probably these ones is what I'm thinking. So I think right here is where we'll end this district here. If I want this tile or not right here. Don't know if we'll really need it, but it could be a good place to get some suburb expansions in. We'll get it for now. What's the worst that happens? I buy a boatload of tiles? It's not like we don't have a lot that we can. Alright, so some rambling aside, let's go on in. Let's turn on our contours. I think I'm actually going to take a second and delete these trees because I'm not going to be turning this into a timber area, and I kind of want to be able to see what I'm doing. That's the opposite of what I wanted. We'll place more trees in again kind of later on. That way we can be a lot more particular on where the trees get placed. Cool. Okay. So let's go in. Let's build this road. Let's try to make it as flat as possible. And yep. Wish me luck. It's a little bumpy, but I think we can probably work with that. I always find it so surprising that, you know, maybe you play around with this prior to recording and then you do it again, and always comes out a little bit differently every single time. But like I said, for now I think this should be pretty okay. Okay, so the reason I built this as a long, hello sky. I built this as a long, boring, straight, if slightly lumpy road is because I actually want to put the welfare office right here. So it's going to be a bit of a focal point. That way you're looking out over the lake into Bunyan's Rest, the downtown area right over here. And hopefully it'll look really pretty. So let's do that. And like I said, we're going to start with the welfare office, I think. So we're going to come into the police and administration and just unlock. And wow, we have a lot of development points that I didn't realize we had. Good, because we're going to spend some today. All right, so let's come on in. And I want to start integrating some pedestrian pathways in. So what I am going to do as well is even out the world a little bit. Draw this. Let's just go 136 for now. And I want to have enough space to get the welfare office in and a couple other assets. So we're gonna do a little bit of terraforming. And then just plop. Okay, so I think I like that for the most part. And then I just kind of want to see if I come in here with the wide sidewalks. Can I create? Yeah, I can create the illusion that that's straight. Oh, that's cool. Okay, well, that was a worthy experiment. Doesn't really fix the weird piece here, but I'll take it. I'll take it. Okay, so I also actually want to come in and I'm gonna put a large park right behind here. So to do that, we're gonna come right back in with our terraforming tool. And I'm gonna extend this, what kind of feels like a lot to me. And then come in with pedestrian path. And there we go. Really wouldn't mind getting this lined up, but I don't think I'm gonna... Oh wait, yes, I can get that nitpicky because I don't have to snap to anything anymore. Okay, so I think that's straight enough. And now what I am going to do is I'm going to come back in and I want to actually make this all elevated. Well, not elevated, I guess that's the wrong word. I want to make a key wall. Well, now it looks now it looks very, very stately from the backside as well. Maybe at some point we'll add something down here, but for right now, I have no idea what to do. That was a little bit impromptu adding in those ramps here. But yeah, we'll add the park in and probably a couple of trees around here, and I like it. Alright, so next I am gonna want to add a police station in, and I think just one right here next to our welfare office will work fairly well. I think I want to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7. Come on in. Oop, click on the wrong thing. Yeah, I was off. Need 2 more. That should line those back hedges up, because that was kind of the goal here, is I wanted it so that these actually kind of morphed straight into one another. And then we will just extend this out because it's whining and being bratty. I don't know if we want to add this just yet. If we want to add the garage. I still want to be very, 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 very careful because I don't want to give these guys reasons to have services. That's so awful to say. But yeah, so we'll leave it like that for now. Okie dokie. Next up is a fire station. And I actually want to add the large fire station here. So obviously this area has no fire coverage whatsoever, but neither does our farmland. So I do want to just come in and get the big one. For everyone who has ever played Cities Skylines 1, you understand how easy it is for everything, just everything, to catch on fire. I mean, heck, I wouldn't even get past if the snow catched on fire somehow. So let's come on in. Let's come to the development tree, get the fires, well, the fire and rescue tab, and let's get the big one. And I think I want to place the big one right here. And then, just because I kind of want this to be a little chunky, it's kind of overkill, as far as it goes for game mechanics at least. But I do want to add the garage. I want to add a training facility. I want to add a helipad. Oh, do we really need the helipad? Adds a nice angle to it. Okay, I guess we don't need the helipad. We'll save that for Bunyan's Rest. But we do want this. And I don't know if I want to place it up front or not. I want to see what it'd look like if we did place it up front, because mainly I just want to see how the hedges look. I don't think I like it. Nope, I don't like it. That is one thing. When you want to be nitpicky and make sure all your add-ons look good, you kind of have to delete the whole asset. We're going to leave the disaster response unit off as well for right now. That could probably get added in elsewhere. Doesn't really make sense out here. But yeah, so the reason I wanted all the add-ons, because just look at that. Look at that view. Oh, it's so nice. I really can't wait for more assets and things to get added in because things like this just make me so darn happy. So happy. Okay, and I was thinking it's probably not a bad idea for us to come on in here and add in a post office. I hadn't really considered where to place it though. So I just want to take a look at how it looks. Okay, so ultimately we decided we'll put it right back here. I didn't like it right here because it kind of messed up all the brick that we have going on here. I don't mind it so much right here because it kind of adds a little, you know, I don't know what to call it, like a peekaboo visual. But it does mean we need to come on in here. We need to change up our roads a little bit. So I want to stick with a 2-lane because that is what the pedestrian is sized as well. Then I want to add in just a little nugget right here so we have a node. And then probably what I'll do is I'll box this off just like we did over here, just to add some visuals. Okay. I think that's pretty okay for now. Okay, so I think some of the last things I want to do for this little modular build here is I do want to add in a ample amount of parking, as well as just kind of finish off some of these pedestrian paths here. So let's kind of come in here and let's start with our parking. And hopefully, yeah, I was kind of hoping for that. We can just have a, what's the term they use with cats? If it fits, they sits. And then I just do want to come in and just redraw a better version of that. Okay. And then where else? I think I'd also like to put a little bit of parking right in front of the building. Probably way more parking than we need, but per Pine Harbor County's trend and regulations, everyone is paying so much money to park here. Welcome to the welfare office. Please pay $35 to park. Cool. So now that we have that all situated on that side, I want to come in and I do want to fill this space up here. And I was kind of thinking we should add in a solar farm. Mainly just because I think this would be a really good area for it. We don't really need the electricity. I mean, we're exporting 277 megawatts, which I wonder how much that's actually making us. Wow, that's actually making us a lot. So just out of curiosity, if we, I mean, we're still in a deficit. Yeah, we're still in a deficit. But so what I want to do is come in here and add a solar power plant, less for practicality reasons, more because we have money and I think it's going to look nice. The best reasons, if one may say so. So I want to come in, obviously make sure everything is nice and flat for this one. Probably have to extend that a little bit more, but come in and come to our electricity. And the solar power plant is all the way out here. So we'll need an emergency battery station to be able to get to the solar plant. And then what I want to do is actually just come on in. So we could do the high voltage substation, which allows for more power lines to be built from the plant. We can have an advanced tracking system so the panels will automatically turn to keep pointing at the sun, increasing the effectiveness of energy production. And we can do a backup battery, which increases electricity storage capacity. I wouldn't mind a backup battery, but for now, let's leave it. Because it may not be too bad right here, but for now we're going to leave it just as is. And I am going to actually take this and just export right away. And then because we've named everything on this side Galinda so far, I just want to keep this kind of consistent. Yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter, but we'll go like that for now. And then yeah, we have our solar plant in. So I also want to add some trams into this area. So I do actually think we are going to come in here and we are going to extend this pretty much all the way up. Maybe stop right around there, so that we can come in and get another tram depot in here. Eventually, we will be connecting to the tram depot on this side because I'll probably run a couple of different lines in between here. But each tram depot only holds a few vehicles at a time without any upgrades. So eventually we're going to need more regardless. So let's come on in. Oh, and I was so close to making that perfectly flushed. So let's come back one, grab our road tool, and delete the nub. Okay, I'm not gonna let that positively destroy me. So let's just extend the rest of this here. And there we go. Now that will be all connected up as well. Okay, so I do want to come on in now and draw in some lines as well as some stops. And for now, I think we'll have one tram line connecting this area to this area. We may end up having to divide it down into two because that is a huge area. like just completely huge, like probably more of a subway sort of situation. But I want the visual of a streetcar. So anyway, rambling aside, let's go on in. Let's add the tram line in and see how long it ends up being. Alright guys, I'm gonna kind of jump off camera here and kind of figure out what's going on. Alright, so I really didn't do anything to fix the tram line issue, but yet all the vehicles kind of just start spawning. So, not gonna question it too much and just be very thankful that it was an easy one to solve. So next, I want to come in and work a little bit on some additional zoning for this area. And where I want to start is by putting in a little bit of residential here and here. I think I'm not going to as aggressively aim for this to be low income like we did over in Blackpool, but I think it wouldn't be a bad idea to just keep these kind of in the same small 2x2, 2x3 low residential assets. So what I want to do on this one, because I don't really feel like this needs to be too fancy, I'm going to just come in with our grid tool. So yeah, I think we'll let that build in a little bit there and see what happens. So I also thought adding in some livestock farming right here would probably just round out the area both aesthetically as well as mechanically. The nice thing about livestock specialized industries, it doesn't actually need fertile land to be successful. It can go anywhere. So I figured we could put a couple of livestock farms out in this area and kind of just cap off this empty space right here. So let's go on in, and I want to come in first with an asymmetrical road. so that our lane mathematics are good. Okay, I think I like this for the most part. Quite a bit of livestock, but I'm okay with that. I think before we move to the other side of the highway, I want to add just a little bit more residential in this area. I think I'm gonna have to kind of play around to figure out how I want to do this. So let's kind of jump into a time lapse and we will meet back up once I get some road layouts in here. Okay, I think that would probably be a little bit more productive than my original plan, which was just smattering a bunch of trees in here. I mean, I'm still gonna smother a bunch of trees in here, but at least we have some housing to help with this demand a little bit as well. All right, so finally, let's work on this area here. So I'll probably put a little bit of commercial around the downtown modular build here, and a little bit of low density residential suburbs out here. So let's zoom on in here. Admire how this looks, because I'm just a nerd like that. And then let's come on in and let's start building up some commercial area here. Okay, I think for now, this will be where we leave it. Not sure how I feel about how blocky this is, at least from the distance. But I want to give this some time to grow in, especially because I want to watch how this line of sight works. May not actually keep the housing here so we don't lose sight of the fire station too. But let's let it all grow back in, and we'll see what we want to do from there. Okay, so while this new area that we just built kind of works itself out here, let's go on in and let's actually draw in this district. Per the usual, if you have an idea for the name of this district, please let me know down in the comments and we shall go with the one that gets the most upvotes. Alright, I think that's pretty good for right now. Okay, so the next thing I did want to do on our TLC checklist was check in on Blackpool and the low-income areas. So as you can see, I've already got the infograph up here for the actual district. We're still seeing an average wealth of wealthy. I haven't seen that actually go down yet, and I still think it's some of these weird outliers because you're either wealthy or you're wretched. Actually, a lot more are actually just showing up wealthy. So I don't know if I'd actually consider that really low income. But in the same breath, if I come in to our building level, we're still seeing the reds and the oranges and the yellows. So we're right about here. I'm a little worried of us coming up here. So let's continue to monitor this. If we see any of these greens popping in, we're going to want to start making some changes to try to, bring those guys back down to level 1 or level 2. All right, so the last thing I do want to do before going on to a Beautifying the Build Timelapse, the last thing on our checklist is naming the interstates. And for the most part, I think what I would like to do is kind of begin chronologically building these out. So I figured, okay, let's come in and get this one to be, instead of being Holly Highway, let's have this be Interstate 5 North. And then we'll come in and have this one be Interstate 5 South. I think something that I might find enjoyable is if we made a continent worth of different cities. So this one is the one that takes us right up through the heart of Pine Harbor County. And this should actually connect us to Bunyan's Rest. Kind of continue to follow along that here. Okay, so it ends right around here. So this is when the couplet comes in. And then I think what we'll do is we'll have the highway continue out this way. So we'll do the same thing. We'll rename this Interstate 5. Actually, you know what? Just to make it easier. I-5 North, I-5 South. Perfect. And then we can come in and name the couplet later down the line. And then let's make sure this follows all the way up for us. Beautiful. So it looks like it's gone in all the way into Bunyan's Rest, or at least what will become, whoops, sorry about that, what will become Bunyan's Rest. And then it'll head out here to what's currently named Asaf. I think that's how you pronounce that. I'm gonna probably rename this down the line anyway. Or if anyone else has an idea, please let me know. So that is the north-south route. So I want all our north-souths to be odd numbers. So this one, which also goes from the south of the map to the north of the map, I think we're going to actually make Interstate 7. And we had a car accident here. That's unfortunate. So let's come in. We're going to name this I-7 North, I-7 South, and then let's just follow along this and make sure it's remained named all the way up. Okay, so right around here, for some reason, we seem to have lost the naming. So because we can't draw the road like we used to in Cities Skylines 1, I'm just gonna rename it for now and go from there. And then this is the last outside connection we want to do. This one, because this is what I'm picturing goes across the whole continent, I'm gonna actually name it Interstate 90. In the United States, there's actually an Interstate 90 that runs, I think it's from, I can't remember if it's Portland or Seattle, and it runs from that western part of the United States all the way to actually Boston, Massachusetts on the eastern side. That is really impressive to me. So I want an Interstate 90 to also run across our continent. So the idea is this right here. I'm going to, make believe that this will eventually lead to the ocean, and this is going to be our, eastern side of the continent. So let's come in here and then let's name this I-90. I'm sorry, I meant this is going to be the eastern side over here, because this is actually where the sun rises. That's going to be the western side. Okay, I think that's how we will do the interstates for this continent. Alright, so let's give the simulation some time to run here, and let's jump into a Beautifying the Build time lapse. We are going to be doing a huge smattering of trees in a lot of areas, and I'm really excited to decorate this area up. So let's jump on into it. Alrighty, I think that just about wraps up this week's episode. If you have an idea for what to name this new settlement, please let me know down in the comments below, and if there is a suggestion in the comments that you like, please consider giving it a thumbs up. Thank you everyone for joining me this week, and if you enjoyed the episode, please hit the likes button, and if you are new to the channel and wish to continue along with Pine Harbor County, please consider subscribing. Until next time, I hope everyone has a phenomenal week.